Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1985, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. Which U.S. state's official motto is wisdom, justice, and moderation? Georgia. From the milk of which animal is traditional mozzarella cheese made? Water buffalo? On which television series did Henry Winkler portray Arthur the Fonz Fonzarelli? Happy Days. Who played the character Virgil Tibbs in the 1967 film In the Heat of the Night? Sidney Poitier. Which automaker makes the cars called the Legend and the Prelude? Honda. Into which sea does the Volga River empty? Caspian Sea. Which Major League Baseball player holds the record for the most career stolen bases? Rickey Henderson. Who traditionally wears the traje de luces, the Spanish phrase meaning suit of lights? Bullfighters, matadors. Which film was the first X-rated movie to win the Academy Award for Best Picture? Midnight Cowboy. What are the helical grooves inside a gun barrel called that impart spin to a projectile to improve its stability and accuracy? Rifling. What term, allegedly originating from an ancient clan practice of burning someone's house to force them out, is now commonly used to describe losing one's job? Getting fired. Which European capital is home to the Christiansborg and Amalienborg palaces? Copenhagen. Which pop star named one of her children Chudney? Diana Ross. Which planet in the solar system is closest in size to Earth? Venus. Which popular distilled spirit, often enjoyed in cocktails, is made from the blue agave plant and is closely related to mezcal? Tequila. In which U.S. state is the Wabash River primarily located? Indiana. Which legendary baseball player finished the 1941 season with a .406 batting average, becoming the last major league player to hit .400 or better? Ted Williams. Which American automaker introduced the first practical electric starter for cars on its 1912 models? Cadillac. In the original Star Trek series, which character was played by actor Walter Koenig? Pavel Chekhov, Ensign Chekhov. Which major Canadian city sits on an island in the St. Lawrence River? Montreal. Which author, known for her beloved children's books about pioneer life, spent part of her childhood in South Dakota? Laura Ingalls Wilder. Which fictional autobiography, adapted into a 1974 television film starring Cicely Tyson, chronicles the life of an African-American woman from slavery through the civil rights movement? The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Which film features Robin Williams in a role adapted from John Irving's novel that explores themes of gender and identity? The World According to Garp. To date, only 3 teams have won the Women's Rugby World Cup: England, New Zealand, and which other country? United States. How long has the Iron Pillar of Delhi, a 7-meter, 22-foot tall pillar that is about 98% pure wrought iron, resisted corrosion in the open air? Over 1,600 years. Which U.S. city is named after St. Francis of Assisi? San Francisco. Which magical land do Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy find when they go through a wardrobe? Narnia. What is the term for a line of poetry consisting of 12 syllables arranged in 6 metrical feet? Alexandrine. Which artist scored a major U.S. hit with the 1993 song Breathe Again? Toni Braxton. In 2009, who became the oldest person to have an album in the UK Albums Chart? Dame Vera Lynn. Which Duran Duran music video, released in 1981, was banned by the BBC? Girls on Film. In which country is the menorah, a symbol of Jewish identity and culture, especially prominent and widely celebrated during Jewish holidays? Israel. What term describes an electoral victory so overwhelming that it leaves no doubt about the winner's mandate? Landslide. Who was the Chancellor of Germany in 1990 who played a pivotal role in the country's reunification? Helmut Kohl. Which country is home to the world's deepest industrial mines? South Africa. What English word is the French term pomme de terre commonly translated as? Potato. Which part of the body is a keffiyeh traditionally worn to cover? The head. Carolyn Weston's novel Poor, Poor Ophelia was the basis for which crime drama TV series? The Streets of San Francisco. Which song contains the lyric, "You can make it okay, you can get married in Gibraltar near Spain"? The Ballad of John and Yoko. What is the common name for the furry, ant-like insect that is actually a wingless female wasp? Answer: velvet ant, a wingless wasp in the family Mutilidae. In which country does the river Tigris rise? Turkey. In Hinduism, which deity is traditionally said to have 10 principal avatars, including Krishna? Vishnu. Who choreographed the premiere of Aaron Copland's ballet Rodeo? Agnes DeMille. Which rapper, known for the 1990 hit You Can't Touch This, was born Stanley Kirk Burrell in 1962? MC Hammer. What do we call the point at the center of a black hole where gravity is predicted to become infinitely strong? Singularity. Which U.S. city is famously associated with the sitcom set in the bar called Cheers? Boston. Which two leaders signed the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces (INF) Treaty in 1987? Answer: U.S. President Ronald Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. Which U.S. president is the central figure in Doris Kearns Goodwin's book Team of Rivals? Abraham Lincoln. Which U.S. mint, which marks its coins with the letter S, was established by an act of Congress on July 3, 1854? San Francisco Mint. Which author, who created the character that tries to steal Christmas in a famous children's book, wrote under a pen name that sounds like a medical title? Dr. Seuss. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.